It is official, ladies and gentlemen, the MCU has peaked with Avengers Endgame. Do I think there's going to be another Marvel film that makes as much money as Avengers Endgame has? I highly doubt it. The Avengers Endgame film very recently actually surpassed Avatar, I think making nearly $2 billion. I don't know the exact amount, it's not in front of me. But personally, I believe that the MCU has peaked as high as it's going to get, and I'll be thoroughly surprised if it is able to surpass Avengers Endgame in the future. But I believe it is safe to say that with these films we're going to be getting in this next phase, that I am not really that too excited about them, at least compared to the MCU films we got in the previous phases. Now, I will talk about all of the individual MCU films that we are going to be getting in the future in another video, but in this video we're going to be talking about Thor 4, aka Thor Love and Thunder. The name is cringy within itself if you ask me. Step in Natalie Portman, who will bring the hammer as a female Thor in Love and Thunder. Oh, get gone with ya. Welcome Miss Portman to the League of Marvel Cinematic Universe superheroes. Because as we all know, when people were watching the first Thor movies, the first thing that they were ultimately asking for was that they wanted Jane Foster back. But not just Jane Foster as the female Thor. Natalie Portman is making a comeback to the MCU's Thor franchise, but this time she gets her own shot at swinging the hammer. That's right, Lady Thor is here and she's ready to bring the thunder. Just like many of the other female adaptations of male superheroes, for example Supergirl, Bat Lesbian that we're going to be getting unfortunately, and now female Thor. Apparently, if you just swap the gender around of an already established character, it is an apparently completely different and brand new character. Portman previously romanced Hemsworth as astrophysicist Jane Foster in 2011's Thor and 2013's Thor The Dark World, though she didn't appear in 2017's Thor Ragnarok. The question I've got to ask is, did anybody really miss Jane Foster in Thor Ragnarok? I know I personally didn't. And another aspect of this that I find rather confusing, now I've not read the comics, so maybe I'm missing something really vital here, but ultimately, Jane Foster, Natalie Portman was the love interest of Thor in 1 and 2, right? Now suddenly she's the female Thor? If you ask me, this is kind of the equivalent of just making Lois Lane Supergirl out of nowhere. Now ultimately regarding this upcoming film, even though I am a big fan of Thor, and even though it seems like the mainstream media is trying to push the idea that it's going to be all about Natalie Portman, it's going to be Natalie Portman's film where they establish a female Thor or something like that, in all seriousness, I don't think Marvel are that daft to try that. Okay, if they make a Thor film, people are going to expect to see Chris Hemsworth. People are going to expect Chris Hemsworth as the main lead role. They're not going to be going into this film expecting to see Natalie Portman as the lead role and pushing Chris Hemsworth into the side. If Marvel and Disney make a Thor film and the central character, the lead actor in that film is not Chris Hemsworth, it's going to anger a lot of people. People aren't really going to be expecting, when they go to see a Thor film, the side character from the first two films that didn't appear in the third one to suddenly come back and then just take over the Thor franchise as a female Thor. I do not think that Marvel are daft enough to try that. Ultimately, regarding this film, I believe that we just need to wait and see, wait for a trailer, wait for some more screenshots, more information to come out about the film before we jump into too many judgments. Do I think this film will be the worst thing ever? Probably not, okay? The other Thor films are some of my favourites, besides maybe Thor 2. Do I think this film will be an absolute woke fest all the way through? I highly doubt it, and I certainly hope they don't do that. If they do that, they're going to piss off a lot of people. That's ultimately the fact of the matter right here. If they turn this film into a woke fest, all about a female character that not that many people care about, it's ultimately just going to anger a lot of fans of Thor, a lot of fans of the MCU in general. So I don't think they're daft enough to do that. We ultimately just need to wait and see, and wait for more information about this film before we make more judgments on it, I believe. But people, be sure to let us know what you think about this film down below. What are your opinions on this upcoming Thor film, Thor Love and Thunder? Do you believe it will be a good film? Are you going to go and see it when it comes out? Be sure to let us know what you think about this film down below, alright? Alright, gentlemen, this has been Lord Flashheart. Be sure to rate, comment, favourite, share and subscribe, and I will see you again. Cheerio.